Hello, friends. This is Coach McCarthy. We are on, this is going to be 6.3 for this year. So 6.3 says identify potential threats and opportunities to protect financial well being. So, as always, this link is going to take you to, so this is going to be the definition for, what we're talking about with financial well being. There's a lot of different ones that can look at it. And I have some on your notes here. So, we'll look at the two definitions. Number one, financial well being is a state of being wherein a person can fully meet current and ongoing financial obligations, can feel secure in their financial future, and is able to make choices that allow them to enjoy life. Other definitions may include feeling in control financially, the capacity to absorb a financial setback, being on track to meet financial goals, or having the flexibility to make choices with your money. So basically, to sum it up, it's being in a good situation financially. All right, being able to take care of your debts when they come and how they come, and not being in a situation where you're constantly needing money. So that's what we talk about financial well-being. And that's a link, and you can click on that, and it'll take you to the website. I believe it's UHC, United Healthcare. And they just kind of talk about a little bit what financial well-being is and being financial distress and kind of what those look at. Looking at your credit score, we've talked about this. The credit score is very important and how that can impact the things you're going to do. So let's see here. They say the five fundamentals of financial well-being. Budget your money. We've talked about this. Make sure that you're not spending money that you don't have. That's a big thing of creating that budget. Number two, save for emergencies. We're going to talk about a few of those here in a minute. Seek guidance. That would be the investment aspect. Make sure you're talking to someone that can help you, a financial planner. Number four, plan for retirement. I know for most of you guys, retirement is so far down the road you don't even begin to think about it. But it's really never too early to start if you're working to start trying to put some money away. And number five, watch your credit score. And we've talked about all these to some extent. So this is kind of just more of a general look at some of the things we've discussed before in all reality. Definition number two, and again, a lot of these are going to be the same. According to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, financial well-being is defined as a state where an individual has a sense of a lot of different things. Control over day-to-day and month-to-month finances. Capacity to absorb a financial shock if something bad happens. Right? Being on track to meet financial goals. We're staying within our budget. We can pay we can pay our debts when they come due. And the ability to make financial choices to enjoy life. And that's the big thing. You don't want to just live your life to live your life. You want to be able to enjoy it financially and being able to do those things you want to do. Going on a trip, if that's what you want to do, or spending your money how you want to spend it. So the big thing is making sure that you can take care of yourself, and the one day for most of you, and hopefully is taking care of your family and making sure that they can be provided for. So it says identify potential threats and opportunities. So when we look at those, primarily what we're talking about is some life-changing events. Getting married, that's a big change financially for what's going on, because now you may have been dating and been responsible for someone, but now you are really responsible for someone when you're married. So that does change some things financially with what's going on. Maybe you're a two-income family or a one-income family, and knowing how to balance those things out. Having a child is definitely a life-changing event, and it's financially can be a burden for some. I don't want to say burden, but it can be expensive for a lot of folks, paying for the child care, paying for the doctors and the medical bills and all those things that arise. Some other life-changing events. So we talk about threats and opportunities. We talk about maybe getting a new job. You're gonna, and this kind of, I thought I had it down there. There you go. Have to move. So we'll move this one up and put that kind of in between those. If you get a new job, and are you going to get paid right away? Sometimes with your job, you might not get paid for a month. Some jobs only pay monthly. I know the wife is a sub. Most of you guys know she only gets paid once a month. So if she doesn't balance her money properly, it can put us in a bind. So if she were to get another new job where she's not going to get paid for another month, that can be a bit of a dilemma. And for some of you guys, when you're starting a new job, maybe it's a probationary situation where you have to work for 6 weeks before you get your first paycheck. So understanding that aspect of it and how to go about that. A situation where you have to move, and most of you know I've moved several times, so that's a changing event. That's not cheap to move around, to rent the U-Haul and put all your stuff in there and move it around, and having money for a deposit on a new apartment and utilities if you have to pay for those. So those are all things that can really put a damper on your finances, and being able to take care of those and have the money, like we talked about, having the money set aside to handle those. Life changing event. If unfortunately you get removed from your job or terminated, we'll put terminated in there because it's kind of the same thing. But if you're removed from your job, you don't have any income coming in. And we talked about this before when we were talking about trying to have a couple months. And I think we went anywhere from 3 to 6 months of an emergency fund. So this kind of ties back into that of having that money set aside where you can take care of yourself if something bad were to happen. If you do get fired or terminated, can you sustain that, and can you still be okay and stay on your feet? The next one that we talk about, a life-changing event, retirement. Again, that's a long way away, I know, for a lot of you guys, but being able to have that money set aside where you can retire and you can live comfortably and do the things you want to do. And that kind of ties back into this bullet point up here of the ability to make financial choices to enjoy your life, right? And part of that is retirement. And the last one, and it's probably the last life-changing event that we'll all experience, is going to be when we pass away. Is there's a lot of finances that go into being buried and all those final, those last things that you're going to do. Are you going to leave your family in a situation where they can't financially pay for that? I hate to say it, but it's not cheap to die. You have to pay for the medical, all the stuff that goes along with that. Plus, you have to have the place where you're going to be buried, and none of those are going to be cheap. Caskets and all those kind of things, and it's a little bit dark, so we're not going to get into too deep of it. But that's a change in event. Now, it might change someone else's life around you. Might not change yours so much because you're not really around, but I think you understand what I'm saying. Are you taking care of those things? Have you prepared your finances for that? The last two things that can kind of happen, we talk about threats and opportunities to protect your financial well-being. If there's a political change, that can really change the landscape of what's going on in the economy. You can look at what's going on here in the United States with electing Biden and Trump. That's a political change. Things are going to change as far as how businesses operate, what they can do, and where they can and can't operate. So those things happen sometimes, and we don't have a lot of control over those, but we can control our finances to make sure we can take care of ourselves when those do happen. And the last one that I have on here, sorry, I didn't realize that was up the whole time. The last one that we have is if there's a sickness or an injury. Now, we do have Aflac. I think everybody knows the duck, and the duck can help you out. And that's an insurance that can provide for you in the event of an injury. But that could be considered a life-changing event because that's a potential threat to your well-being, to your financial well-being. If you were to get sick or hurt and you can't work, how are you going to bring money in? And that's where Aflac can really help you because they can, they pay you if you can't work and they pay you if you get hurt or something like that. So we're not advertising Aflac or talking about them a whole lot, but you got to be able to cover yourself financially. So that's kind of what we're looking for here, is just making sure that you can protect yourself financially. Right? Make sure you have that money put aside. There's threats, and some of these are threats and opportunities. It just depends on how you look at it. But things that can be detrimental to your life and things that can be really good. Maybe it's an opportunity to invest and an opportunity to increase your financial well-being. So an opportunity, we look at maybe increasing something. So being able to make sure that you're in the right frame of mind to take care of those, and you're in the right place financially to do that. If it requires an investment, of 10 grand and you don't have 10 grand to make 100 grand, well, that's a problem. But if you have that money to be able to make that investment, that's a good scenario, and you're in a good situation for financial well-being. So again, just being able to take care of yourself financially, not having to rely on others to get money, and making sure you can take care of yourself and provide for and as you grow up, it's going to become providing for your family.